2 minutes. Good morning, everybody. Forgot to hit the go button. Good morning. It is 8:02 on a Sunday morning. I'm WESH 2 first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's doing in the world of weather, and yet again, it is chilly outside. Here's a live look at temperatures. 37 outside in Ocala. Baby, it's cold outside. 42 in the Villages. It is 46 in Orlando, 48 degrees in New Smyrna Beach, and 48 degrees in Melbourne. So chilly this morning, but at least it is beautiful. Our Tower Cam network around town all morning long has been showing just gorgeous, gorgeous skies. Let me take you over to Brevard County, waking up to 45 in Titusville. Not far from that location, here is Port Canaveral. Let's take you up to the chilliest of spots, Ocala. Check in on my friends there, see how we're doing. Yeah, it's pretty. Everybody's wearing the jackets though, right? Yep. And last but not least, let's head to downtown and see how we're doing here. Yeah, it's beautiful. Little haze. Totally doable. So, good morning, friends. This morning we are nice and chilly. It's going to be one of those days where we start chilly, but we warm up into the afternoon for sure, right? Here's a look at our day planner forecast for planning purposes. And this morning, unbelievably nice into the lunch hour. Still beautiful. Winds are starting to turn a little bit. Those winds turning around, that's going to help to bring up the temperatures. And by 3 o'clock this afternoon, 73 degrees will be about it for us, right? Here's a look around town 73, 74, depending on where you are, right? In the metro area. About 75 degrees in St. Cloud, 73 Daytona Beach. So today is looking good, looking good, looking good. I want to point out, though, that over the next couple of days, we're going to start tracking some changes. This is this afternoon, about 74, right? Let's talk about the changes the next couple of days, okay? High temperature forecast. Today, 74, 76 Monday, 79 Tuesday, 80 degrees on Wednesday. So there's an absolute adjustment that's about to happen. Why? Because we haven't had a cold front kind of back us up again. So we've got the cold air today, but with the atmospherics setting up the way that they are, we're going to start to see the wind shift. And of course, with a wind shift, that means we're starting to track kind of warmer temperatures. So it's cool, but the winds are going to start to come in a little bit more out of the east, and we're going to be beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's going to be gorgeous, but with that onshore component to the wind, it will be sunny, but it will be warmer. And that means that looking ahead to this week, we've got ourselves an absolutely beautiful forecast, but these temperatures are starting to come up. So let's take a look together. And then from there, we can kind of get into some of the nitty gritties as you may have some questions, right? So today, 74, beautiful. Tomorrow, another cool start, not as chilly. 51 in the morning, 76 in the afternoon. Probably going to end up taking the little ones flying tomorrow, which is always a good day. And with this weather, like, good gravy, it's gorgeous. Then Tuesday, approaching 80, hanging out around 80 for Wednesday. Thanksgiving Thursday, you see 81 there. So for planning purposes, I think that our Thanksgiving planner here in Central Florida is looking wonderful. But did you notice on the 7-day forecast for Black Friday, did you notice that there were some showers in that forecast there? Black Friday, and granted, Black Friday is not as big of a thing as it used to be. But Black Friday, we've got some showers in there. And then Saturday, afterward, the temperature drops. There is our next cold front, right? So for Thanksgiving Day, nice and warm. We've got storm system to our north, and we'll get into some of the travel forecast stuff there because there's that component. But looking from Thursday to Friday, that storm system stays north of us. Cold front sneaks through, and that cold front is going to bring with it some showers to Central Florida, okay? So for planning purposes, just know that yes, we are going to be discussing indeed some Black Friday showers. So let's look at this week. Big travel week, right? So let's start with Monday. Da, da, da. All right, here's Monday's travel forecast. All right, so and we get into the higher resolution modeling here. All right, so we've got some snow up around the Great Lakes. A little bit of that wet precipitation down here into Southern California that once it gets to altitude into the mountains, it starts to turn to snow, right? Northern California into the Pacific Northwest, we've got a pretty stormy setup. So for travel plans out that direction, probably going to get a little hairy, we'll say at times. Could even be talking about a little bit of rainfall for Los Angeles. So yeah, Carol says traveling this morning. Good morning, all. Good morning to you. And to that point, we'll just look at the Sunday forecast. Here's Sunday. So for today, kind of Oregon, a little bit of rain moving in there, but at least it's dry for much of California. All right, so we already looked at Monday. Let's look at Tuesday. All right. Tuesday, we're starting to get into the busier part of the travel season. And what one thing that you'll notice, there is a weak little front moving through our area. Now it's not so weak up to the north. There's some pretty good rains early in the day here. Across the New York City area into northern Maine, there we're getting into snow. Even upstate New York, it's rain. So it's not a big, powerful blast of cold air, but that rain thins as it approaches us. That front thins as it approaches us. And I can back that up just looking at our kind of longer range forecast Okay, whoever put the words in there was a little sloppy, but there we go. You see that I don't know where the words are coming from, but you see that front coming in Tuesday. It just doesn't do much. All right. For Wednesday, I don't know that the modeling is going to go out that. Yeah. All right. So we'll switch to this version. All right. So for Wednesday, we've got. First off, Wednesday's the big travel day, right? We know the day before Thanksgiving. Again, we've got a little bit of a storm system moving into Colorado. Looks like some heavier snow possible for Denver. So to that point, Frex says, "Oh, back that up." I'm not. So to that point, if we've got some snow moving into Colorado, the United Airlines West Coast operations may be a little delayed. But thankfully, the northeastern United States is looking much, much, much better. And then for Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, travel plans on Thanksgiving Day. There are people that travel, certainly. And we're looking at a storm system through the Carolinas. Um, Atlanta, so Delta may have a little bit of issue there, but it looks like the kind of genesis of the storm system crossing through the Carolinas and getting off the shoreline is looking much better for New York, New Jersey, right? And New York City and the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So that's great news, right? And then for Friday, give it a second. It's thinking. I don't know why the radar data is not there. All right. Well, for Friday, that storm system moves to us. So there you go. All right. So at that rate, we've got a cold front moving our direction. So Thanksgiving, plan on it being nice, plan on it being warm. But for Black Friday, I feel like shopping and going out is not what it used to be. But nevertheless, we do have showers, particularly in the afternoon. All right. All right. So now I can pause and say good morning to you. Just like that. There's no way. Hey, Stella. Say good morning to you. We'll take a look at the 7-day together, and I will open up the floor. Questions, comments, concerns. Chris says, I'm blessed to be with so many friends wishing me a good morning, and this slow old man is grateful. Oh, give yourself some credit, buddy. Brian says, a nice fire in the fireplace this morning. Anyone else? Oh, see, if I had a fireplace, I'd be crackling and happy. I do have a TV there. Could put like the Darth Vader fire on YouTube on there. Are you familiar with that? Anytime anybody wants like mood fireplace on a TV, this is what I do. I'll show you. Enter the copyright, please, right? Yeah, the Darth Vader Yule log. Hold on, I'll put it up so that you guys and gals can hear it. Well, this one doesn't have the music. And then it just sits there. Anyway, there are other versions that I've watched that actually have the music, and then it goes off into just the crackling. So anyway, that's you know, if you're a Star Wars nerd, you're a Star Wars nerd. Anyway, all right, yeah, it would be a really nice. It would be a really nice morning to have a fire. Mm, mm. That's Cindy says that's disturbingly soothing. I know, right? There's just something. There's just something about, you know. Oh well. I remember when I was first starting in TV. There was the Yule log was like a new thing, and not a. It wasn't a new thing, but it was to me because YouTube didn't exist, and I remember hearing about this TV station in New York City, Pix 11, that just for the holiday put a Yule log up. And that was just their era. And I was just like, that's super cool. Wish that I worked there. What was the music supposed to be? It was the Force theme from the movie from that scene. And then it kind of faded out and it just was 8 hours of crackling. Carol says, this is how you can tell that the weather's quiet, right? Because we're talking about, we've completely derailed. Carol says, I've never seen a Star Wars movie. Jeannie hadn't either when we met, and I had to fix that. Ah, I prefer the original Ewok celebration song. Oh, totally agree. So I don't know, Frank, if we've ever talked about this. So when my kids wanted to see Star Wars for the first time, I wouldn't let them watch the new remakes. Not the new remake. They watched the new movies, but I wouldn't let them watch the new versions. I have in crummy old standard definition quality, I have the original trilogy before the THX updates, before George Lucas messed with it. I have all three movies, and they are all perfectly untouched. The quality is VHS-ish, but they are untouched. So that Ewok ending with the guy that played Darth Vader that looks nothing like anybody else, that I've got that. So every time I watch the original three movies, it is the original three movies, and I thank you, Nick Rivera, a million times for getting me digital versions of those. Frank, we could look. Have we ever talked about this, Frank? Have we? Oh my gosh, Darth Vader's Yule log plus an hour of Vader burning set to Christmas music. All right. You've intrigued me. Oh, geez Louise. I'm out. Brian says I saw from the West 2 website in the entertainment section that Chuck Woolery died. Yeah, I just saw the push alert this morning. He passed away. Yeah. Cindy says my parents still have the original trilogy on VHS. No VCR, but dang it, they still have the tapes, right? I need to where is it? If I look on my computer for A New Hope, there it is. Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Yeah. iCloud Drive downloads A New Hope. There it is. In all of its glory. Debbie, I know. Chuck. Mm. Yeah, it's I'm not going to play it for you because it's probably super copyright, but here we are. Anyway, that's where we're at. I don't know if YouTube has them, but I've got them, and they are treasured files. Nikki says my husband met Chuck Woolery last year. Super nice guy, very funny. It's sad when anyone passes for sure. Um, Especially somebody that we all kind of grew up watching, etc. Right? I still think the only music for that should be chestnuts roasting. Yeah. Just make sure you state that you don't own the rights to the music. Loopholes, my friend. See, good point. Good point. Alicia's asking, this is a good question. In which order do you watch the movies? You start with A New Hope. It's got to be 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Or if you want to be specific, 4, 5, 6. What order do you watch the Star Wars movies? 4, 5, 6. Maybe 7, 8, 9. What about 1, 2? I'm sorry. Let's hear about Sunday lows. As far as this morning's low temperatures, is that what you're asking? It's funny. I have to like retrain my brain for coffee talk in the quote unquote the quieter season, because it's a whole other game. Like it just becomes off the rails. All right, low temperatures today. As long as nobody overrode anything in this graphic. All right, so 36 this morning in Ocala, 45 in Orlando. Yesterday morning, 33 in Ocala, 46. Yeah, okay, so there you go. You never saw them chronologically. Understand, when I was a kid, there was no 1, 2, 3, or 7, 8, 9, right? So I'd like to think I saw them in the way God made them. Frank says I will watch 1, 2, 3 before 1, 2, 3 before 7, 8, 9. Really? Frank, really? I think one. Ah, I don't know. 4, 5, 6 is 4, 5, 6. Janice says off the rails is good. Debbie says we normally go off the rails. Eric just doesn't always notice. Well, when we're talking about like dangerous weather, I can't go off the rail. I notice. I just have to ignore you. Right? Cindy says I watched 3 and 4 because I love me some Hayden Christensen, but he's not in 4. Frost my house this morning. Oh yeah. Well, and I saw Cam updated a graphic. Let's see. This is Yeah, look at that. And Sorrento this morning had some. Debbie says ignore us. You particularly, I ignore. You could come to the dark side and join us, but don't because you're good at your job. Well, I just need to get a paycheck. At the end of the day, there's only so much dark side that I can go over to, right? Because the paycheck has to continue to come in. I need to feed a family, right? So we gotta keep the job. Oh, Michelle's asking about next Sunday. Ah, Debbie. All right. So let's do this. You're asking. All right. So here's the GFS raw model data. Okay, Cindy, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you meant, but yeah. All right, so notice the GFS now really showing that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday cold front. Look at what's coming next week, right? Look at the difference in temperatures next week. I'll shift that just a little bit so you can see the day of the week on the bottom. Perfect. That shows it, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, so there you go. So, yeah, look at next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. GFS says in the metro, highs in the lower 60s. Daytime highs, yeah. Well, okay, so I see Taylor, I see Joanne talking about high of 54. I feel like on the GFS, the last day is never viable. Never ever trust that last day. Just don't. Whatever it says, don't trust it because it's never correct. So ignore that. Always write off that last day. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Brian, you think I could get Pat Sajak? I have no idea how I would bother Pat. That would be fun. I just have no idea how I'd get him. I don't have people. You understand the shoestring budget of Coffee Talk? This is a computer that I paid for. The distribution system that I syndicate this out to all the different sources, I pay for it. Has nothing to do with Wesh. So, I don't exactly have like people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly, Taylor. The GFS is generally drunk. Yeah. As much as we hated the heat, we're not ready for such a drastic change. Went from summer to winter overnight. That's what we were talking about. Really kind of skipped fall. And UCF just skipped the football season in general. So there's that. Yeah, exactly, Cindy. Duck to let the turkey be thrown at you, right? Yeah. Like to see 70 year all round. Yeah, I know. It doesn't work that way. Going to decorate the tree today. Janice, that sounds so fun. Any insight into Christmas? So I guess we could do the BSR. Give me a second. Do that, do that, do that. Stop. Back. All right. All right. So BSR. This is a teleconnection that we use. All right, perfect. All right, so this is a teleconnection that we use, and the idea here is it gives us a clue ahead. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but it gives us a clue. All right, so give me a second to get this dialed up. All right, so this is around Thanksgiving Day. Makes sense. There's a little front moving through. Another little front coming through on the second, third, fourth, which that was where, if you recall, the second, third, fourth is where we've got some real chill showing up here. So that makes sense. Some kind of crummy weather here around 5th, 6th, 7th. And we've been talking about that for a while. So to that point, let's just pause and look around the 5th, 6th. I'm just curious. We didn't look at this, but like 5th, 6th, 7th of December. Look at the GFS trying to throw something in the Caribbean. You're an idiot. So the 5th, 6th, 7th, there's a front, much quieter on the GFS than what the BSR is showing. Oh, but look at that. The 0Z is showing a little Gulf low. And see the BSR, so that's the 7th. And if you look at the BSR here, oh, I got to turn that layer on, my bad. BSR showing showing a Gulf low in that time frame. So I would suspect we'll probably see one there. Kind of crummy weather for a couple days. Disturbed weather all the way through like the 9th. So the 5th, 6th, 7th through about the 9th. So kind of a crummy weekend, it looks like. And then another nice little cold front sneaking through. Although, look at that low. That's like the 11th. So 5th, 6th, 7th storm system, and then the 11th, another storm system moving through. All right, now to the GFS. This is where we can go way out. There's that. What are you? That's like the 15th, 16th, 17th. That's a heck of a signature. 15th, 16th, 17th. That I got to take a picture of that and send that to Jeremy Nelson. Hold on. I'm going to take a screen grab of Coffee Talk. All right. Screen grab obtained. Let me send this. Hold on. What did I just say that date was? It's the 27th. 27th. When is that? That's Wednesday, November 27th. One, two. It's like the 14th, 15th, 16th. Nelson. Just give me a second. 12, 14. All right. Sent. Interesting. That, I mean, is that, what is that? Is that something? Was it 15th through the 17th I said first? Hold on. The 28th. Let me time this out. Yeah, 15th through the 17th. 15th through 17th, I mean. Yes. Thank you. 15th through the 7th. December 15th through the 17th. That's a very interesting. We'll have to watch the trends on that. Another little Look at that storm system coming through. Where are we at here? That's like Christmas. So this is going to be Christmas time. Interesting. Like a little nor'easter setting up around Christmas time. This could turn out to be a little cold for us. Yeah, that could turn out to be a little cold for us. Yeah, that could be a little cold stretch for us. Wouldn't mind that. Okay. I refuse to acknowledge that low. There you go. So plenty of time to clear it out. But that kind of mid-December time frame looks really interesting. Really interesting to me. Joanne's asking flurries. Slow down. I'm not going that far. In the meantime, we'll just keep watching. And we'll be watching this beautiful stretch of weather here in Central Florida. Jennifer says it's like reading a sonogram. I mean, it's data analysis. It's no different. It's just different things you're looking at, right? All right. Questions, comments, concerns about this? Otherwise, it's time to go. It's done. Yeah? I'm still laughing that Joanne asked about flurries. You're a putz. I love it. All right, listen, I hope you all have a great morning. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Sound good?